What's up, guys? My name is CbusR9, CbusR9 for short. His name is Toothless. He's a 2025 R9, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and about this bike. I started riding in 2019 on an R3, and I rode that bike for a few years, and then I was on a Ninja 650 that I had ridden for a few years. Both of those bikes were great. They both fulfilled their purpose wonderfully, and I would highly recommend either one of them to anyone interested in something of that flavor. Those are both great bikes. And then I wanted to get an R6, but Yamaha killed off their R6. So I had resigned myself to get a ZX6R. And then in winter of 24, one of my buddies who works at a motorcycle dealership told me that I really needed to see what Yamaha had announced, because he thought I'd really like it. So of course then I put my name on the list to get an R9. I was 5th on the list, and they were supposed to get 8 bikes that year, but they ended up only getting 3. So I went from, oh yeah, you'll get a bike probably in like June, to you're not getting a bike, sorry. And it's not their fault. So I just started calling dealerships, and one morning I called this place in West Virginia and said, hey, Yamaha.com says you're getting a black bike. Is it available? And to my absolute shock, they said yes. So I gave them my card number, told them to take as much money as they needed to take to put my name on it, and that I'd be down as soon as it was available. It came off the truck the following Tuesday, and then that Thursday, after Memorial Day, I ended up riding that 650 down to West Virginia and trading it in for this. Toothless here. We just passed 5,000 miles. We're at 5,012. I kept it stock for just about a year. And then just recently, this May, put on the Yoshimura AT2 full system, got the ECU flashed by Two Wheel Dyno Works, and got myself a fender eliminator from TST Industries. And honestly, I think that's about all I'm gonna really do to this thing. I'm not exactly a street slayer. I'm not a track day killer. I get made fun of sometimes because I've got, I guess, some pretty big chicken strips, as my friends say. But that's fine, because I haven't dropped it. I would like to be a better rider, lean farther, drag my knee, things like that. I guess not today, because I'm squinting it up in some jeans. That's not really the kind of riding I do. I mostly ride on normal roads like this. I ride to work, I ride on highways to go places. I know I'm not Rossi, I'm not going to try to be. And frankly, I'm pretty afraid of pushing things too far and throwing, after taxes, a $14,000 bike down the fucking road. So I'm okay with how I ride. I'm okay with having some chicken strips. That's all fine to me. Riding a bike is something that I've wanted to do since I was 6. I remember the day. It was a Sunday. We were coming out of church, and a couple sport bikes pulled up at the stoplight there in this little community in Ohio I grew up in. And it blew my mind. I was like, whoa, those are the coolest things ever. I have to do that. So this bike, especially now that I'm on, you know, a real bike, now that I'm on a bigger bike, this bike is really, you know, 30 years of wish fulfillment. And I absolutely adore this bike. You know, there's a lot of people that complain about the dip in second gear and how much it's neutered stock. And now that I've been on it for a while and I've got it flashed and got an exhaust on it, I can understand that, especially when those are people that have been riding leader bikes, have been riding, you know, Gixxers and R6s and other things. I can totally see from their perspective how that would feel and how that would be disappointing. To me, coming up from a smaller bike, you know, I doubled my horsepower and more than doubled my torque. To me, having a little bit of a neutered bike, so to speak, honestly wasn't too bad. Once you got used to going from second to third and having more power suddenly, and got used to, oh, I'm up to 7,000-ish RPMs in second, and suddenly the power comes on. Once you kind of got used to how that hit happened, then it honestly wasn't too bad. We'll talk more about that in a future video. But now that I have it taken care of, it's so much better. I absolutely get it. I mean, to me, again, coming from smaller bikes and not being a very experienced or very skilled rider, to me, this thing is just blows my little mind with power. You know, if I really get on it in first and second, even with wheelie control on its maximum setting, it starts to make the front end kind of light. Which is pretty cool, but also pretty scary, because it's just not something I'm used to. So this thing is just, to me, already overkill and just almost too much. So I can't imagine having an R1 or a, you know, a 1000. How much power those things have. That's just wild. When I think this thing has a lot. And I'm sure people who ride 1000s a lot or used to it will laugh at me, but that's my honest opinion, is the way it sits right now with, you know, 120-ish at the wheel, maybe a bit less, and peak torque of just under 70. Like, to me, this thing is more power than I can even think of what to do with. And I love it. I absolutely adore this bike. Like I said, it's, you know, nigh on 30 years of wish fulfillment for me. So this right here is my happy place. Just being on it at all. I don't need to be out here setting lap records or anything. I just need to be on it and enjoying it. But anyways, that's a bit about me. That's a bit about the bike. I've got some more video ideas rolling around in my head. I'm going to take some inspiration from a friend of mine. His YouTube channel is named Cycle Moto. I highly recommend it. Go check it out. Go click the subscribe button. If you guys are still here in this video for me, go ahead and like and subscribe, because I'm told that that helps and that matters. Go ahead and leave some comments. That way the algorithm picks this up. And like my buddy Cyclemoto says, go out and do something cool for somebody, because they probably need it more than you know. Have a good one, guys.